In this video, I'm going to show you an amazing tool that you can use to find winning products over and over again in 2023. As well as that, I'm going to show you a website where you can get shipping to the United States from China in as little as 9 days. If that sounds good, hit the like button. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video for that. Let's dive into it, guys. Okay, Ecomhunt is a very cool website, guys. You've probably heard of it before, but if you use this in conjunction with the supplier that I'm going to go and talk about, then you're going to have a winning experience, in my opinion. So we need to basically look down through and find a few different products. Now, it can be difficult to kind of understand where to get started with dropshipping because you yourself probably have your own interests and needs, and you're probably not that interested in different dropshipping products. But what I would say is how you target different people depends on the type of product that you're advertising. Because, for example, if you're going to target people on Facebook, then you need to target them with something that really stands out and shocks them and excites them. Whereas perhaps something on Google that they're going to go and search for themselves, like homeware stuff, is slightly different. It doesn't have to have that wow factor, but just perhaps a different style of product. So what we can see coming down through the list is a huge variety of items, from kind of like makeup items, things for kids, and other bits and pieces. Okay, so we can see a few different items that I know usually perform quite strongly. And I'm going to give you an idea of the kind of items that I would look at, not necessarily saying that these are 100% what you want to go with, but just understand the kind of process I want to go through. Now, there's a few things that people are very keen on spending money on, and one of them is health and wellness and looking better, okay? And particularly in dropshipping, it's about wanting to look better without much effort, okay? So that might be like leggings and things that hold you in or tighten up appearances. It might be something that gives you kind of a better abs. It might be something that, you know, improves your overall health without a huge amount of effort. So we're going to click on this product first of all. Okay, as I'm sure you're aware, this is a potentially very interesting product because it's not just something that tightens up, but it has something else going on in here, not shown very well by these kind of pictures, but maybe you could think about how you could design this slightly differently. And what this basically does is improve the blood flow, so it's kind of like slightly different from something you might normally find. Rather than just holding it in, it's going to start to reduce fat in the stomach area, etc., which is obviously extremely powerful, guys. Loads and loads of people are trying to lose weight, and in the fact that this is the start of the year, this is a very interesting product indeed, because at the start of the year, everyone's still kind of hot on their goals. You know, I want to lose this weight this year, I want to do this year. Everyone's very motivated in January. Typically that will kind of like fall off through the end of the year, but January is a time when we can get involved in this. Okay, it comes in a range of different colors and things like that. There's a huge description here. Obviously you could use some of this description or maybe think about how you could get it used. Now, it's saying here to get from AliExpress, but that's not a great idea, guys, because shipping is terrible, and in an item like this where you might likely see some returns, you're never going to be able to deal with that effectively. But I'm going to show you an amazing way to do that later on. I mean, down below you can see your profit and your cost. You can see it's going to cost $7.40. See if we can get potentially a better price for that, but also selling at $25. Now, I think $25 is actually very cheap for this. I think if you were to market this and maybe private label it, you could easily charge 30 to 40, maybe even more for an item like this. Also, Ecomhunt gives you ideas of the different Facebook ads and various other bits and pieces like who you target, USA women, age range, and then interests like shaper, compression garments. If you go and look on like Google and stuff for like plus size women's clothing, then you can find lots of different brands that sell that kind of stuff. You can go to Facebook ads and you can target people who like that kind of stuff, or people who have gone to those websites. That's a great way to drive an item like this. Now, I looked at the first page without any filters, but you can see there is different ways in which we can filter. So we could go over and look for sort by orders. We can then sort on different categories. We could offer type and then the range over the last 7 days, etc. So we're going to go by the number of orders and we're going to click on the last 7 days. Okay, the next product I've got my eye on is the pet air purifier. Basically, it's an air purifier, and then it's, you know, targeting people with pets. Because when you have like dogs and cats and things, it can create a bit of a smell in the home. Now obviously the person who owns the animal is not often aware of that, but the other people around them may be, wanting to get rid of it. But also air purifiers in general, depending on where you live, if you're living in cities and stuff like that, it's probably important that you do have air purifiers in your home. So you could actually target this. I wouldn't say that having this as a pet air purifier is necessarily the best idea, but you could maybe split test it. You could do one website that's like pet air purifiers and the other one that's just handy desktop air purifier or car air purifier or whatever it is. You can see it being used in a number of different places here. What we can see is it's not particularly big. Now what I don't like about these particular pictures, guys, is this has literally just been copied and pasted onto a picture. And also here again, which is pretty poor. But don't worry, the website I'm going to show you in just a minute will be able to produce much better quality photos for you. Now we come down below, guys, you got a lot of information down below about how it's all used. It even includes a video which allows you to make a video ad. Now you can target lots of different people with this. Like there's a lot of people with like respiratory illnesses who suffer when there's lots of pollution, or who suffer around animals perhaps. So it's very important that we have kind of pure clean air all the time. You could go and look at some science behind it and maybe state, that from this article this has said this about the requirement to have clean air in your home, and you can kind of use it like that. Now these are just a couple of products, guys, I've taken a look at. There's obviously tons and tons of products on this website. They're not all going to be guaranteed to make you money, but if you test them effectively and you find the right supplier who can offer good shipping, then you have a good chance of being able to make some sales. Now as I promised, guys, instead of getting everything from Alibaba or AliExpress, the reason I don't want to do that is because typically they don't tend to deliver when they say they're going to deliver. So they say like 14-day shipping, but it actually takes like 72 days, and then when it arrives it's usually broken or really poor quality. So although you might get the sales up front, you end up having to give back tons of money in like broken items, and you're not really going to feel very good about having a business like that. Whereas if you use Fulfillman.com, which is linked down below in the description, this is a team of experts based over in China who are going to be able to go and find you some incredible products. You can go and take screenshots of the products you find and the URLs, take them across to Fulfillment. They'll go and source you the product and make you an offer on how much they can supply that item for. They can also do things like photography, like videos. They can do branding. They can do so many things that is going to enable you to find the very best products. And on top of all that, they can offer shipping in as little as 9 days from China to the United States, which is almost unheard of and something that is going to set you apart from everyone else selling dropshipping items on the market. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video and you found it useful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you very much for doing that. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about dropshipping tips and tricks, then make sure you hit that subscribe, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye bye.